Hi, and welcome to Stonk Tonk,
Stonk Tonk.
brought to you by JAWN, AMC, GME, and John Paul, who's not going to be visiting us tonight because he's TURD turd. I would say here in Florida.
Weird.
Sex Cauldron. I thought they closed that place down.
Okay, we got a lot of things to talk about tonight. First and foremost, we need to talk about Chris's Boeing stock.
Oh,
But
boing.
Let's
actually, you know
just
what?
say it moved me to a boinger house.
Dude, let me just say this. That stock is making me pop a Boeing, if you know what I mean. Bada boom.
Let's just say when that stock walked by, I went boing.
Boing. Dude, let's give that stock two boings up this week. I actually, John
Like, remember in college when we used to have boings of the month? That stock definitely would have won.
Dude, you ever see a 737 and be like, boing?
Only if it's the Max 737.
Oh, that Max.
Uh-huh.
The Max.
Mexican.
So Jean Paul, he sent us a text a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Hey," even though it's in text, it was like, "Hey, Boeing's, got bad news," and it did. It was something that I don't remember, but it was
737 Max.
No, it was like 8 quarters of just death and endless not making any money.
Right.
it was something, and Boeing took a huge dump, which was cool. And I was like, well, let me see if I can time this bottom. And I timed the bottom at $233. What did you guys time it at?
230.
Nice. I did not
Yeah,
buy it.
I meant 228 actually.
Oh shoot, no, I forgot to carry the one. What was the lowest that it ever hit? That
194
when
in
did
Yeah,
it
the
hit
last
that's
six
that? Like
months.
the
yeah,
90s?
I got it at 193.
It didn't go that low.
Yeah, they give me a special offering because I bought so many.
It was
Nice.
a micro crash.
Oh, sorry. At the end of November, it was 144.
I built an algorithm that was like buying it before they had an opportunity to acknowledge the crash in share price. I did see about October it was at 146 ish.
Yeah.
Um,
141, 52-week low. But
for two
yeah,
weeks.
what JP shared his old man wisdom, and he was like, "Yo, Boeing. I think Boeing's part of Moat or whatever. Like it's all of his favorite
The
evil
ETF.
stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Paul's a hard on for Moat.
Yeah, because like it was at 400 like 6 months ago or something. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
a year ago, 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. Oh, right before the pandemic, it was like what is this?
It
Yeah,
was
because all of
Like
the
close to
three.
400.
It was
government
like
was canceling all the
three
contracts because no one could work on shit and all of that stuff was going down the fucking.
three
Dude,
ninety
in
seven.
2019, it was 440.
Yeah, it's going to get back up to that easily too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a what I like to call a moat property.
Oh my God, tell us more.
It basically means that everything they build a moat around it, and no one can use it. And
Oh,
so
like
more
how
people
many
want to use it. Supply and
alligators
demand.
are in the moat?
3 to 7.
Jesus.
Okay,
Um,
good odd, solid odd number.
some with lasers and some without. So
Well,
it's
everyone deserves a warm meal.
Any of you guys buy Nvidia?
on. You know what?
No.
I wanted to about 3 months ago, and then I was like, no, nah, it's way too much money, and then I'm shooting
Yeah.
myself for not doing it because
Right.
it was like I think it was like 400 bucks. Now it's at what, 600 or something.
It's 650 right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, what?
That's ridiculous.
It's insane. And I thought, no, it's stupid. Who wants a graphics card except for everyone mining crypto, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just destroying the world. It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elon.
Thanks, Ilon.
Thanks, Dylon.
Who are the best 5 Tesla CEOs of all time? Ilon. You know, I told that joke to someone. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Chappelle Show."
Downs.
They're like, "No, I'm 10 years younger than you. You're gonna
I don't
have to
even,
leave, sir."
I don't even know who Mark Chappelle is.
And I'm like, "I deserve my meal." He's like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." So, yeah, that was a good buy. Did you buy any at Nvidia, John?
No.
I mean, it's expensive, man. Like when you get those stocks that are like 600, 700, eight
Well,
hundred.
that's why I love these platforms that allow you to do the fractional shares like
Yeah.
Schwab or Fidelity or M1.
Yeah, I do like that too. I think that's a really good option because then you still get to use some of that growth.
Yeah.
You know, what Nvidia, when was this? This was, it took a little dip at 543 and it's up $100, and this was
Look, in the last month, it's up almost 10%
if you
in a
bought on the
month.
19th, you would have made $100 just on one stupid, my
Yeah.
my retrospective trading account is killing it in gains.
If I had bought at the lowest possible point.
And
It's weird how that works.
yeah, no, it's great. So John, did you buy anything this week?
Yeah, actually, I did buy some things this week. What did I buy? So I talked a lot of trash about crypto last time we were on, and I bought a partial share of Coinbase.
Oh,
What? Wait, a partial share? Why don't you just buy it?
tell me your
No,
thoughts
the
on
whole?
this, John. Tell me your thoughts on this.
I see Coinbase as an ETF of crypto.
I said this 3 weeks
Why?
ago.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because their entire market value is based on the coins that they own and can sell.
But
And so
They
if
own
they're adding more,
coins?
no, they allow the transactions of.
yeah. So it may not be pegged necessarily to the amounts of the coins, but to the frequency of the trading as it relates
Yeah.
to their income. But as coins go up in value, you would think you're going to get more people trading, right?
I don't think I understand, John. Elaborate.
Well, if the crypto market's going up, Coinbase is going up. If the crypto market's going down, Coinbase is going down. And so,
You believe in the crypto market then?
no, I'm having a hedge.
Oh,
I put 1% of my pie into coin, and so eventually I'll build that position into 1%. But right now I have 1/20th of a share.
Would you
So
buy it
I
at?
$20. I bought it at what,
that's more than
232.
1/20th.
Oh,
John, that's
good.
1/10th. It's only worth 250.
240. But it's you want to know what I bought it at? I bought it at 331.
Right. I mean, honestly, I just saw like some tweets or something. Some guy like saying like, or some guy from JP Morgan was like, yeah, it's a buy. So I'm like, fuck it. It's
Yeah.
already dropped a ton. Why not just give it a shot and
It's
just
been
have that
stable.
hedge?
It's been stable at this price and it's been going up and down. I think
John, what are you hedging it against?
No, it's just like I want to, if crypto for whatever reason these assholes keep throwing money at it, well, I want to try and make some money off of that.
Hey, John, we're standing right here, man.
Yeah, I know. So keep throwing money at it. And
yeah.
You will.
so
Well, I mean, I think that's interesting. I like the fact with a man with such strong fundamentals bought coin.
Solid fundamentals.
Although, for what you lack in the ability to dunk, you make up in strong fundamentals, John.
I'm the WNBA of this group.
So, I mean, it's an interesting buy. I wouldn't expect it to from you, but do you think it's like you think it's got some good potential for growth, or do you think it's your hope that the crypto market's going to keep spiraling out of control and that the Coinbase is going to continue to go, well, not continue to go up, but make a rebound.
I mean, I think that it's reached its lowest point or one of its lower points.
Yeah.
And it seems that the crypto market's stabilizing-ish. And I don't know, I don't want to put that much investment into thinking about crypto. And so, but I still want some sort of piece of it. So I figure coin is the easiest way to go for me right now. If there
Yeah.
ever does come about an ETF, then yeah, I'll probably just swap it out for that.
Dude,
Yeah.
why don't we all put all of our hundreds of dollars together and create
All
a
my
crypto-
$40 of it.
Yes.
Because
For
we
fuck's
can't, because
sake.
the SEC won't allow it.
Well, is there any non-SEC regulated? I mean, because cryptos are not on the
I
SEC.
mean, technically, yeah, I'm sure there is.
So why don't we do that?
Yeah, because it's all pyramid scheme and you're just going to lose your money.
Well, we can make a lot of money.
See, what you got to do is you buy a bunch of shares of it, and then you have to have other people buy a bunch of shares more than what you have, so you can pay off for the shares you have. And
Chris,
so the more people get in on the
It's like a
front,
Ponzi scheme, bro. Get your scheme right.
I got an idea for you. How about this? You just make another coin that's an index of all the coins. And the big bet is that you're going to try to get the SEC to allow you to trade on whatever market. So people will end up buying your coin because they're like, well, if they get picked up, this is going to be worth a lot of money. So your coin's of value, but then
coin is the ETF, you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
That's genius.
You
Let's
like
do that. John, you know how to program.
John, write that down.
I don't know how to fucking program. I know how to make a fancy Excel sheet. That's
Dude,
it.
you made this fucking Excel sheet. It's amazing. I don't know what I'm doing.
How much harder could a crypto be, John?
Yeah.
Come on.
How much harder?
Take
It's
one
just-
more class on code base.
Code base.
But outside of that, I did buy some CrowdStrike as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
The security.
Yep.
What was your thoughts on that?
I've done some light research on them, and I also talked with Blake, who is an insider, and he owns a fuck ton of it.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because he gets it at like 85 cents to the dollar because he works there.
Oh, well, tell him to send me some. Jeez.
Yeah, right. Well, technically, you can't sell it for like a few years, but whatever.
Yeah.
Either
right.
way, like I mean, that
Can
it's.
we buy it with our accounts?
Transfer some to our accounts.
Yeah, right.
I'll give him 90 cents on the dollar.
Dude, remember when all of our friends worked at EA Sports and they would buy the games for
Oh hell yeah!
$20 and then we'd trade them in at Best Buy for
Unopened.
They only
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
out on
same
after
concept.
after our like 50th game. They're like, wait a minute.
We don't even have this one in stock.
How many freaking Maddens can we possibly have?
Yeah,
I don't remember selling 80 Maddens last week.
they got so mad.
AR got banned from all Best Buys. They didn't tackle him on the site.
What the fuck?
Took a picture of you and you got like pictures inside Best Buy where like this guy's not allowed back in. Speaking of which, EA stock is taking a real nosedive. I'm just kidding. Ever since they found out about their employees selling their video games. Well, I know that you both talked about your Boeing and your coin and your Counter-Strike, which Chris's favorite game growing up was Counter-Strike, which
Naturally,
to be ironic and antithetical. I of course have been tracking AMC because
really? What's that? Is that a new stock?
It is a brand new stock. No one's been talking about it. Hey guys, for this video,
it's not going to go up. Okay, you need to sell your entire position. Sure, it went up twice before, and I said it wouldn't. But it's not going to do it. Oh, it's going again. Still, you still need to sell everything you own.
I'm selling. I've sold.
Sell your shirt. Take it off.
I'm out. Let me just put it to y'all like this, quickly. I'm up a lot on this stock. And it's looking really good.
Like, okay, first of all, I know you kind of explained this to me several times.
Well, no, he
The
didn't. He
listeners,
just said a bunch of things, and
it's
none of it
not.
made sense.
It's
And
not
he
that I
still couldn't
wasn't-
explain it when we asked him directly. But
like.
hey, let's put him on the spot now.
Yeah, please. Come on.
It wasn't that I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
That I want the listeners to have a chance to listen as well. So why did you think AMC was going to explode and then it did?
Well,
Explode in a good
so
way.
part of my thought process was just the momentum of the stock was starting to pick up, volume was starting to pick up, and the shorts still have not covered. The short interest on AMC last I looked was like 20 something percent. I want to say like 22%, and they have not started to cover yet.
So I don't know what any of that means.
So basically when you short a stock, you're borrowing stock from someone and then you're making a deal to sell it back at a lesser price and you're taking that difference basically.
Right.
It's like a bet. And so like if you're borrowing the stock, you can hold on to it, right? Like so if I thought, I don't know, Hertz Rent-A-Car was going to file bankruptcy, I would short the hell out of Hertz Rent-A-Car. And then I would wait for the stock to take a nosedive, and then I would basically, the way it works in trading is you basically buy back the shares, but what you're doing is you're returning them. But let's say for whatever reason they were just idle. At some point, like borrowing those shares isn't like a free thing to do. Like you can't just like borrow shares forever and be like, well, at some point the stock's going to go down in the next 100 years, right? So what the stick is that the SEC, not the SEC, but like the brokerages will charge you a percent in the to hold those shares, right? So like you get charged like certain amount at the beginning, but that interest rate goes higher and higher, so you can't just hold on to it forever, right? It gives you incentive to sell. Which is one side of this equation, right? The other side of this equation is that there's no short shares. Like they are basically shorting nothing. There's synthetic shares, and there's like people are buying. It's the same thing that was happening in GameStop. Basically, people were buying stock, and they weren't actually receiving it. So if you went and bought 1,000 shares of AMC, you may not actually be getting those shares because there's no freaking shares out there.
That's illegal, right?
Well, it's illegal because they're basically shorting stock that doesn't exist. It's a synthetic share. And so there was this really good Q&A. It was on the Super Stonk.
QAnon?
What's that?
Yes.
Was it QAnon?
QAnon, yes. It was QAnon.org//clownpenis.fart.
8kun, go for it.
There was I'll have to post a link, but I was just listening to it before I jumped on, and this guy was talking about the problem with synthetic shorts, and it was really good. And basically, these synthetic shorts could destroy the whole like global market and like Wall Street, because like if for some reason, let's say like one of these hedge funds was like margin called and they were basically using these tons of synthetic shorts, like when you get margin called, you have to close all your positions, right? Well, you can't close your positions if you don't have like the stocks to close
They're
them.
not real.
So you have to go out and purchase those in the market. So that's kind of the problem. And like this has just been adding up over time. So I got in like around $6 and I purchased more to like at around $7. And then I decided at 9, it went up to like 13, and then it went back down to 9. And then I purchased a bunch more at 9, and then it started to take off. I just had, I was listening to Trey's Trades, and some other folks, but primarily Trey's Trades. And he was just going on about, he said something, I think it was the share recount that I thought was going to be pivotal, but some of the folks on like the Trey's Trades Discord don't think that the share recount will be so pivotal as I might hope. But again, there's still a lot of like FUD as it relates to the stock. There's always like people saying shit that doesn't really seem to add up. And so when you hear that, more and more you hear that, the more you feel like solid in your position. Like, you know, people are attacking you on Twitter, not me personally, but other folks who are like pumping AMC stock. It seems like, oh man, why the hell would you do that to these people? You just pump and dumping. But it's like, dude, the short interest rate on like the Volkswagen short squeeze was, I want to say it was like, I don't know, it was like 13%, it was like 12%. And there was a squeeze, right? But you had a different issue. You had Porsche who purchased a ton of Volkswagen, right? And basically caused the short squeeze, which the shorts didn't even know about because Porsche had also purchased options, right? So, but this is different in that you have tons of retail investors stepping in who are buying up all these shares of AMC, which is going to leave the hedge funds in a really bad position to try to like squeeze out the numbers of shares that they need in order to cover. So there's,
can I be devil's avocado for a second?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
So like my latest feeling on all of this is like the reason AMC is going up right now is purely FOMO. Everyone thinks that this short squeeze is going to happen.
It's
and
true.
Like anything between 30 and 50 is FOMO.
That's true.
And it just seems like the powers that be are not going to let us win. No, under no circumstances are the powers that be going to let us win. So I had 160 AMCs that I bought average for $7 each. And I sold them all. I sold 80 of them. I sold half of them at, I don't know, 28 or something. Because I'm like, I want, in a perfect world, I'm like, fuck yes, like let's stick it to these cunt sunkers. But I don't see it happening. I don't think what should happen will happen. I think what these people control.
So there's, you know, it seems that there is some increasing amount of skepticism as it relates to the shorts' ability to cover as the stock price goes up, right? There was some mainstream news article which leads me to believe that this is actually true or perhaps misleading, but it's like the hedge funds have already lost $1.3 billion, right? Like, which
that's like a rounding
what's
error
that?
For them, though.
It's like billion, not so much.
It's, I mean, nonetheless, like it's can't be realized losses yet because if everyone gets out of the stock and like, yeah, you know, this thing already hit the top, we're done, they then win, like, right? They can then continue their short and they will make money. So like right now they're paying probably $100,000 or they're probably paying $100,000 to like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a week just in interest on their short shares, which is going to eat you alive. And I'd mentioned this before, like the part of the movie The Big Short where Michael Berry's like investment firms going under because of the short interest on his credit default
Yeah.
swap short.
But won't they just, I mean, if it's Citadel or whatever, won't they just like sell off all of Citadel's assets and just be like, oh, bankrupt,
Yeah.
and like not cover anything?
Yeah.
that they
So
own?
there's one theory is that Citadel just goes, fuck it, we're done. We're gonna go bankrupt, and they could easily do that, right? And just try to, like, I don't know, go through some restructuring or something else and not have to cover. But my understanding is that that there's other institutions then are become the bag holders, right? So if in this case, I don't know if it's like the DTCC will become the bag holder and then has to cover, because it doesn't change the fact that those shorts are still out there. They still need to be covered, and you still need to buy those stocks, those borrowed shares back, right? If I borrow apples from you and I'm like, dude, um, let me borrow those apples for you so I can go sell them somewhere else in order to make a deal. And you're like, okay, cool. And I never bring you back your apples. You're gonna be like, where's my apples? Right? I'm like, what? I wanted to trade them for.
That's why bankruptcy like is, fucks a lot of people over.
Yeah, I just don't think in this situation it really works out entirely. I don't think it totally screws over retail entirely. It's not necessarily my area of expertise, but my understanding is that the institutions then become the bag holders and have to still cover. So, but honestly, I don't know, because I had never seen, and I don't know that anyone's ever seen this happen before, and it could destroy the market for like a good bit of time. I mean,
that's yet another reason why I don't think they'll let us win, because it seemed like over the last couple of months, whenever AMC or GameStop like went up, the market like cratered, and it seemed like that was the trade-off. Like, this money wasn't just coming from nowhere; it was like being pulled out of the life force of the market.
That's an oversimplification, I think.
I'm just telling you how I feel, John.
Yeah. I don't think that this has that much of an effect on it. I'm sure it does have some, but there's infinite number of factors elsewhere that could also have that same
speculating on
effect.
the ones that we like the best, John. You're welcome to speculate on yours.
Well, I think that there have definitely been days where I remember specifically GME, like just watching it and thinking, wow, the whole market is red. Like everything is red except for GME. Like I know that there's those days that exist, and I know that there's days where like AMC will be running and then the market will turn red and then you'll get a pullback. So it's like at some points it's like the antithesis to the market. At some points it's the thesis of the market, or like it's in alignment with the market. I think
Or
it's
is that the opposite of antithesis?
yeah.
Antithesis.
Antithesis.
So yeah, it's antithesis, thesis, and synthesis.
Whoa.
Synthesis.
Synergy.
Fuck you, John.
If you will.
What how long are you gonna be holding AMC? What are you looking for to sell?
As soon as I see here's the thing, right? Is there's two options, I think, right? You could sell. I don't blame anyone for selling now. Like every day I wake up for the past week, I'm like, I should just sell. Like I'm gonna make buku bucks. Like I've just saved all my terrible investments.
Mike, you're back to even.
I'm back to even.
Mike, have you sold half or anything?
No,
You sold none of them?
No, I still
Why?
own 250 shares.
And they let you reverse mortgage your house for that?
Yeah, I wish I'd just put my whole life savings in it. No, I think that I would
don't do that.
I think I would have really bad FOMO if this thing hits like $50, $100.
but just fucking sell some of it. What if you sell a quarter of it? You're still up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
What, fivefold?
Yeah, you're
easily.
covered. Yeah.
So then the rest of it's just funny money. You shouldn't give a fuck about it. It's a lottery then, because this entire thing's a fucking lottery.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's truth in that. I think that, I mean, it's definitely something I considered. Initially, I guess my thought is that, I guess it's part of like this community aspect where I'm like, once this thing starts to hit the peak, what I believe to be the peak, and start to come back down.
What do you believe is the peak?
I think that depends on, again, I think that depends on the data as far as the shorts covering. Like the shorts have not even started to cover yet. This Chris is 100% right. This is all FOMO. This is all people like, oh shit, like this thing can start to squeeze, and this is exactly the catalyst that it need. Crazy enough, is like this is exactly the catalyst this stock needs in order to start to squeeze, because as the numbers go up, like the amount of money you can make on a short is limited, right? Because if you buy a stock, if you short stock at $1,
it can only go to zero,
right? But the amount of losses are unlimited,
right?
Potential,
but
right?
not when you're dealing with the people that actually control the market and have billions of dollars and even more than that in influence.
For sure,
we're not playing a fair game is my anti-thesis right now.
I respect that, and I think that in the back of everyone's mind, like everyone knows that that's true, whether they want to admit it or not. Like you have to know that there's already been a lot of manipulation. Like a lot of the shit you hear in mainstream media about like AMC, is this just a scam or like whatever? It's
there's an actual good stock. Like I go to AMC once a week. Like
John doesn't like it.
I pay the $25 a month thing.
Do you want to know why I don't like it?
It doesn't earn any money.
Your life.
It doesn't earn any money. Why would you want to buy something that doesn't earn any fucking money?
Listen, I'm down to pay the $20 popcorn with all the money I make on this.
I never buy popcorn.
Well, god damn it, Chris, no wonder it's losing money.
Dude, a couple of my friends, they do this thing, it's called trash corn. They just take and this was pre-pandemic, I hope they don't do this anymore. They find an empty tub of popcorn, they dump it out, and then you get free refills if you have the AMC stubs reward. So they just take that to the counter, like, I'd like a refill, please.
Dude, this is the fucking tip of the week right here.
Life pro tip.
Fucking trash corn is the way to go.
Trash corn.
Just bring some hand sanitizer and spray it in your bucket.
I just want to look at this shit. The last 5 years, they've barely had a profit and have massive losses.
They've made $120.
Well, 112 million, 110 million, lost 500 million in 2017.
That was a bad year, John.
Yeah. They also then in 2019 they lost 150 million. Fucking.
That was also a bad year.
It's just I don't know why you'd want to invest in business that doesn't make fucking money. That just its overhead costs so much.
Have you seen Stella? How Stella got her groove back?
Yeah, John.
And where did you see that, John?
Unfortunately, in an AMC theater. Tay Diggs was looking great, dude.
Obviously. And so it's just the same analogy of how Stella got her groove back and AMC, how AMC is going to get her groove back.
Is it though? I mean, literally.
I've never seen the movie.
Big Daddy AT&T and HBO Max are just like, yo, hey, theatrical release for a week, back to streaming. Like, that is going to fucking crush movie theaters.
I mean, here's the thing is, if it's how Stella got her groove
Place
back,
2, yes, go see it in a fucking theater. I've heard it's awesome.
Great.
But other movies is just like, whatever.
Yeah, if it's how
I'll see
Stella
Choke a lot, whatever.
if it's How Stella Got Her Groove Back, it's definitely not going to be seen in the theater.
Yeah, or
I'm
seen.
watching
at
that
all.
one with my boys on Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Invite you and Chris over. We're gonna watch How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Drink some nice rosé.
Drink some wine coolers and just
Give each other
chill.
massages.
Some Bartles and James.
So we but like for the Avengers movies, I'm going to the theaters for those because like that's where I want to see those. I mean, and so how many more Marvel releases could there possibly be?
A lot.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's going to be
It's Disney.
billion.
They're gonna drive that shit into the fucking ground.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, it's just the point. Like, and there's other theatrical like releases that I think will be very popular. I think that AMC's got to do something to reinvent itself to compete with the streaming service, and it's got to be something good because
Well, I think the streamers are just going to buy the theaters. Like, didn't somebody just buy ArcLight? Didn't Amazon just buy
I
ArcLight?
think that was it. Yeah, or they're talking about it.
So they're saying Netflix.
No, Amazon they bought MGM.
yeah, they bought it MGM. Yeah,
But I think they're rumored to buy because ArcLight just went under, and they're rumored to buy them, and Netflix is rumored to buy AMC. And it's like, that would be great for them because they could, that would be another revenue source, and they,
I mean, well, you saw the revenue that they made the last 5 years.
for Netflix.
AMC.
well, John, those were bad years.
Yeah, the last 5 years. Totally awful. Horrible movies came out. Nothing good came out.
Well,
But
the biggest movies of all time came out.
those were bad years, though. John,
Avengers Part 3 and 4 came out in those years.
Here's what I gotta say is that I think AMC will reinvent itself. I think it's just a name that's been around for a long time. It's like
I was calling it EMC, but I digress. Continue.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
I drove by the old movie co. I'm like, oh, it's an AMC.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, it's been an AMC for like 5, 10.
Well, I never drive by that.
I don't go on that side of the lake.
Of course.
Yeah. Not allowed.
We're going Westlake. It's fucking bullshit.
Those are enemies. I wasn't allowed back after the incident. Well, to go to hang out with Becky.
Yeah.
And even if you did, you would just get on a boat and cross the lake that way, so you didn't have to go over there.
That's true. Drive through Tarpon, God forbid.
It's in Chris's words, it's old and orange as fuck. He's like, they're literally driving through Tarpon, and Chris goes, you know what I hate about Tarpon? It's old. And he goes, everything's old and orange as fuck.
It's all those sponges.
That was Chris's critique of Tarpon Springs. I was like, it is pretty orange.
He's not wrong.
Perenich's never been able to go back again.
Did you ever find Spider again?
Spider. Down by the bridge.
But yeah, no, I don't think AMC can reinvent.
I thought they were talking about a bar. I think they were talking about an actual bridge.
No, it was a bar, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's dive deeper into this completely. No one will ever know of it. Inside joke.
You say an inside joke enough, it eventually becomes an outside joke.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
I've always wanted to become part of a joke.
So I hope that I've made somewhat of the bull case for AMC. I can't tell anyone to buy it.
Well,
because,
what's your exit strategy?
It's not. He's gonna hold till he dies.
I'm gonna hodl. I'm gonna wait till they start to cover. I want to see people covering.
So you're not gonna hedge your.
Well, yeah. The thing about that is once people start covering, then people are gonna be like, "Oh fuck, get the fuck out of this." You won't be able to sell.
Dude, once the shorts start covering, this thing's gonna blast off. Like it is.
Where do you think it's gonna go when the shorts start covering?
Like $6, $4.
It depends on what people are willing to take. Like if the shorts start covering and there's no shares available, the utilization is 99. What is it? I'll tell you, it's 99.33% utilized. That means there's like no stock. Like there was no shorts to. I think today there was like 10,000 shorts available for like people are short, which I don't even think is true. But even still, I mean, like the short interest hasn't changed. Like it's been the same. So once this stuff starts to change, I will probably feel differently about it. But I mean, even if this thing goes back down to $20, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I'm like, man, I could have made some great money. Like I'm an idiot. But even if they start to cover at $20, this thing's going to go up. I mean, they have to cover their shorts.
But
So
it's like Mike, you're already making money right now. If the short squeeze actually does take off and AMC goes from 32 to like 332, you'll still make an obscene amount of money with half of the shares that you have now, or 75%.
Or sell a quarter.
that's 100% true.
You know,
100%
so
true.
we're just trying.
That way you lose nothing.
That's 100% true.
This entire show is a ploy. This is all an intervention.
I brought the gun. So let me just get it.
Listen. I'm holding your hand virtually. Please listen. Just sell the shit.
That's not my hand.
Listen, you two, and almost everyone I tell about this is like, dude, you gotta sell. You just got my cousin who's
I'm not
Sell.
saying sell all of it. Don't sell all of it.
no,
This
but
is
like some of it. But my cousin who's a financial advisor, like a legitimate financial advisor, is like,
Wait, we're
sell
not.
it all. What's that?
We're not, and you're saying we're not.
No, of course you are.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm not
Jake,
a
on this
financial
podcast.
advisor. Do not take my advice.
Full time.
Please don't sue me.
Dude, you know what's funny is if like someone actually did try to sue us and they're like, I thought that they were giving sound financial advice, I would
Hey, we're the Tucker Carlson of stonk advice.
I don't know if I'd even give us that much credit.
yeah, I
Right.
would respond to the complaint and just write LOL and then like file it.
But we're not the Swanson heirs. We're the Samsonite heirs. I knew it.
Swammy Swanson. But let me give you guys a quick update on my worst performing stock, which is Marathon Digital Holdings.
Wait,
which
at the cruise ship?
No, Marathon Digital Holdings. It's the crypto mining.
Oh.
I am now only currently down $700, so that is that's huge because I was down a lot more than that.
Hey, coming back up.
Yeah, I credit. I know I said this last week, but I credit John Paul for saying, I'm like, John Paul, I'm thinking about just getting out of this thing when it was at $18 and it's $25 now. And he's like, listen, the Home Depot story is like, just hold it. You know, you got
It's
time.
not okay. Whoa, this fucking company is not Home Depot.
You don't know what kind of depots they have,
or homes.
I'm sure they have homes and depots. Those are valuable.
Okay. No. I mean, the only advice that I would give you on that is just say, hey, that money's lost. Just ride it and die.
No, I don't think this thing's dying off anytime soon.
Well, that's what I mean. Is just don't sell it because it's not worth to sell it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah. No. It's at this point it doesn't make sense to just sell at a loss. Like I'm gonna wait till the end of the year and then sell some stocks that I think are going to
offset your sweet AMC gains.
Okay. Hey guys, so we gotta wrap it up here shortly. Can we compare weekly differentials? Because this is my first week in the positive.
Nice.
Nice.
Not only is it the positive, 25%, bitches.
That's pretty good.
I must have miscalculated something.
Probably did.
I was in the positive 30%, but then I add the Mara stock, and now I'm in the positive only 20.84%.
Nice.
From last week, you're up 20%?
I don't think that's a week. Well, I don't know how this.
Yeah, that's weekly percentage differential.
Yeah.
I'm up 25% from my negative 11% last week.
Well, I
I
could
guess
tell
2 weeks
you.
ago.
I could actually just tell you based on like my TD does a whole thing where
No,
it
it's in
tells
the
me.
charts data entry.
I
I went
know.
to college to make us this spreadsheet, but he refused to take the extra class so he could make us our crypto ETF.
John, like, what's up, dude? You can make this fucking Excel spreadsheet, but you can't hack. Just
Yeah,
hack the
come
fucking
on,
crypto market. It's
hack
just that
for
easy.
us.
It's just that simple.
Thought you were a hacker, John. We saw that. We went to that AMC and saw that movie, Hackers.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. Great movie.
28-bit encryption. It's great.
Let's see. What was last week? The end of last week was that
28th.
28th. Well,
Did we do a Stonk Tonk last week?
No.
no, we failed.
Yeah. But
what I could tell you is at the beginning of last week, I was my whole portfolio was valued at $15,000, and what I could tell you is now it's
actual numbers.
It's valued at who the fuck cares? It's valued at it's valued at almost $20,000. So
Yeah,
that's valuable information.
dude, mine went up
25%.
$5,000 as well. I think that's where the 25 was.
Well, so like
Shared my numbers then too.
I mean, just these stocks that I have in my spreadsheet. Well, this doesn't really make any sense. Anyway,
Cool.
yeah. How about you, John?
My magic formula is up 1.7%, and my normal
Total.
portfolio. What's up
For the week or total?
for the week? Total, it's up only 1.52% because I was at negative over a week ago. But my
John,
normal.
are you telling us that we just smoked your ass?
Sure.
John, are you just telling us that you just sold 500,000 brake pads?
Yes. But my regular portfolio is up just under 1%, and overall I'm up 11.7%.
Nice, dude. That's good.
Since you started.
So this is since I started 5 years ago.
Does that factor in money you added in, or is that?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does this charts data entry thing factor that in as well?
That's what the whole point of it's for.
But it factors in money that I put in, not money that I made.
Well, the column E for cost basis should be all the money you've put in.
Yeah. So I've nearly doubled my money.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, great. Apple.
Right.
Thank you, Dad, in circa 2012.
Yep.
Yeah, I was talking to my neighbor, and he was like, he's like, yeah, I bought Apple in the 90s, and he's like, that's how I purchased my house. I just sold some Apple share. He's like, it's like the iguana's tail. Like I would take some out, and like it would just come back. Like the money would just come back to me.
Wow.
I'd sell some shares, and like it basically would have the money back. I'm like, damn, that would be nice.
I like the term the iguana's tail.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you got fucking lucky buying it in the 90s. Shit.
All right.
You buy pets.com too?
He bought some Excite, some Lycos, some Ask Jeeves.
Nice. That's going places.
Dude. Yeah, he was all over it. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting though. I mean, he's not a big investor though. He just,
Well, do you guys think that Apple will continue to be an iguana's tail forever? Well, not forever.
Yeah. Well, not forever, but
many years.
Well, one of the interesting things that I read or saw was Warren Buffett's most recent meeting. He
soft teats buffet, but continue.
Yeah, Warren Buffett. He presented this one slide in his presentation where it's like here are the top 30 companies in market cap today. And he asked the crowd, like, how many of these companies do you think will be here in 30 years? And so people were just kind of guessing whatever. And then he showed the exact same thing, base market cap from 30 years ago. There were zero
Wow.
of those companies were the same top 30 from 30 years ago.
Holy
Interesting.
shit. What were the top 30 of 30 years ago?
25 of them were Japanese companies because that's when Japan was going fucking ape shit
Well,
over their valuations.
can I just maybe assert something?
I mean, but the thing about that's just a really crazy fact. The thing about that is the majority of these companies are still around today. It's just that they are not the leading biggest
Right.
companies in the world. So that's one takeaway. But still, I still see Apple and these tech companies as being around and growing massively for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
why you invest in UTI so much, because that's the whole market.
Yes.
And the
Well,
whole market.
that's also my hedge. It's just, hey, I want to own everything, and then I'm going to throw more money into this other shit.
Yeah. No, I think that's good.
80% UTI and 20% fun, silly things. John?
Yeah, about 80-20. I mean, I probably will cut that down even further to like 90-10 eventually. But
You mean, Chris, you mean VTI? Right?
yes,
I know what I meant.
it's a Roman U.
I'm sorry. STI.
Yes, that's much better.
Yes.
I think that's interesting to think about. I would, however, add that I think that the laws against like antitrust and monopolies were a little bit stronger 30 years ago than they are now. So like it wouldn't surprise me if in 30 years there's still an Amazon like that's in the top 30. Even if it's,
I would be surprised if Amazon is still top 30 in 30 years.
I mean, just the thing about it is like, what's happened in the last 10 years that like didn't exist? Like something is going to come about that's going to overtake this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, and you got entropy, which is some sort of law that says all things that are doing shit will eventually not do that shit anymore. As we all know.
That is what it says.
No, it's I would say that the majority of the top 30 will not be the top 30 in the next 20 or 30 years. That would be my guess.
Yeah, because a lot of them were oil companies. So
yeah, well, I think a lot of oil companies think the future is not Tesla, but
the
rather
future is nigh.
Is nowhere.
They think
we're still going to need oil for stuff, but we're just not going to need as much.
You need a ton of lube at your age,
dude. At any age, that's just a fact, my friend.
It's true.
All right, so what are you guys watching this upcoming week besides Iguana Tales? I purchased some more Palantir. I like Palantir, and John's down on it because he doesn't buy the hype and because he is of a certain religion I don't agree with.
What?
And
cool. I don't know what that means.
John, you know what it means.
Yeah, Sean. You know. Jeez. So I did purchase some more Palantir, and it's been up and down, but it's been slowly going up. I mean, it had 2 weeks ago, it was trading at like 18. Now it's at like 22 and some change, or 23 and some change. It's a slow grow. I think it has a lot of potential. I believe that it could easily be over $100 within the next 2 years. personally, just based on what I've seen. I own the stock, so don't take it from me, but do some research in it. I think it's a special company. I think there's plenty of hype. You can YouTube Palantir and everyone will tell you why it sucks or why it's amazing. And I think there's some good DD out there on it. But from what I can see, I think that it's got a future in my book.
Will it
And
be the top 30?
it'll be 1 through 30. It'll just be the entire top 30.
Yeah, I mean, outside of just FANG, the Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Google, I don't know. I mean, I'm actually going to be doing another buy of a bunch of holdings for my Magic Formula this month. So I'll be doing some research on that to see what would be worth it and see if it helps me improve my current 1.5% return.
Well, John, you should. I would like to know what you decide to purchase, and then like what I know that you watched that really boring guy. I won't say his name on here because I'm not trying to start a beef with him. He actually is pretty interesting, but he's super boring.
Ramsey?
Warren
What?
Buffett. Fuck Ramsey. That guy's a fucking idiot. And knows nothing about stocks.
Yeah, he's all about like toothpaste. Toothpaste is
Just like that. Toothbrush paste.
Brushing your teeth is fucking worthless. Don't do that anymore. Go outside, use a stick, and rub it on your face until you feel.
Or your husband's dick.
I would listen to Gordon Ramsay about stock advice any day. I would be interested in knowing what you decide because that one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he had some good things that I thought were interesting. He follows a lot of like the big names, like what they're doing, and like he had some video recently about people buying Alibaba. I'm like, damn, dude, I fucking hope he's right about this because I'm losing money on Alibaba right now.
It went up 2% today.
I know, but I bought it 241 and I was making money on it. I'm like, I'm a genius, and then it's like 219, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. So,
yeah.
But it's interesting though. So I'd like to see what you decide and how you decide it as it relates to your magic formulae.
Yeah, no, I am gonna run it this week and run through some metrics and see what might be worth. So I'll be happy to talk about that next week.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope Viviana feels better.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Best of luck to the baby.
Yeah. All right, and I'm gonna watch myself talk John into finally coding that crypto ETF we've all been waiting for.
Coming soon at what should we call it? We should call it the JAWN coin.
Oh, we'll just call it STNK.
Stink. No, we'll call it the John.
the JAWN coin.
What, the JAWN?
Yes. But you say it like that song from Ferris Bueller where they're like, John.
Boom, boom.
John. Yeah, John, I know that you got nothing else to do, but could you?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, John, come on, man.
Get it going on the Bitcoin ETF.
Like me and Mike are lazy, but like, come on.
We're busy, dude. You got nothing to do.
Well, speaking of nothing to do, since you assholes are watching this, we'll post a link in the YouTube video so you can follow along, put up your own portfolio, and track weekly against us and see if you're smarter or dumber than a fifth grader.
Yes.
Dude, fifth graders are pretty smart. I think most fifth graders could beat my portfolio.
Oh, totally.
I feel like if you would have finished fifth grade, you'd have no issues making the John coin.
That's true. That's true.
You guys, education does matter.
It does pay off. It pays dividends. High dividend stock.
Power is yours.
Not
I would
not actual dividends.
I would also like to conclude by saying shout out to our sponsor, John Paul,
Mom, thank you.
and our biggest viewer, Mom. And dude, I did get a Facebook message, and someone was like, "Dude, I really like the Stonk Tonk." Like, it was one of our friends, but like he was like, "Oh, dude, I like the Stonk Tonk," and I'm like, "Do you really listen to it?"
You listen to all of it? Really?
This rambling. It had to be someone that understood the inside jokes.
Was it Bill?
I think so. Dude, hey, Chris, when you post this video, can you post a picture of me next to like a big AMC, like AMC, like blow up? And I'm like everyone else on YouTube right now, everyone's like AMC. Can you do that? Can you do that much for me?
Yeah, I mean, the only way to compete with everyone is to do the exact same thing that everyone else is doing.
That's how you win.
Well, that's what we're not doing. We're not giving good advice, so that's why we're going against.
I don't know another YouTube show, probably because no one wants to watch it, but another YouTube show where people kind of know something about investing but know nothing at all.
We know enough to help talk you into doing terrible things.
But I think what we have going on that is valuable is that this is like real.
We're learning along the way.
Exactly. And at some point in the next 30 years, we'll be in the top 30 of investors.
Because we're not there now.
We're not there now.
That's true.
Because the monopolies. God damn.
Damn, and compounding interest. That's how it works.
Well, I appreciate all of our sponsors, and click in the link below to join our Snapchat.
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
But click in the link below to follow the podcast.
We have a TikTok.
We have TikTok, Patty Walk, Give a Dog a Bone.
Yep.
And I think we're going to try to do some shorts. We're going to try to cut up some videos and do some more shorts on YouTube. So
we're going to short our short.
We're going to short YouTube. We're going to short Google. It's a good idea. Yeah. So again, I know that you should say this at the beginning of this video, but this is not financial advice. We know nothing. We're just a bunch of idiots.
Yes, facts.
We should have just scrolling credits like, do not listen to these people. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Well, they should know that by our weekly differentials of like -8, -11, and then holy fuck, 25. My God, these men are stupid.
Hey, we're the only people that post our portfolio on this shit, so fuck everyone else.
All the money we're making, it's gone.
Just to keep John employed. I have to. God.
Dude, John, if this YouTube well dries up, you're gonna have to go back to that crypto hacking job that we just employed you on.
Seriously, cut
that. That low. John made so much money in his low yield checking account. He had to go to finish his crypto program.
Oh my God! All right.
With all that money you have all this time as well. So,
Yeah, John eats his cake and he has it as well.
That's true.
Most of the cake.
Not our fault. A lot of cake. Well, I'm gonna invest in some cake, and I hope that you guys, if anyone has any questions about investing, you should probably ask a financial advisor. Don't ask us. I'm gonna put my link. My Webull link in the description if someone wants to help me get some free stock. I honestly, I'm probably going to forget to do that, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
Well, then I'm going to post my M1 Finance link. So
I'm going to post my Webull link.
$30.
And whoever wants to compete against Webull versus M1 Finance to see who's better, I suggest that you get at least 20 of your friends to get one of each. So John and I both get some free stonks, and we'll tell you how not to invest them.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm going to post my only paper hands account.
Wait, so you're not actually trading?
Dude, we didn't even talk about GME, which for some reason shot up. but there's still a short interest on GME. So anyway,
Yeah.
Right.
we'll talk about it
Sold
maybe
half
next
those as
week.
well.
All right, y'all. Good luck, Godspeed, and keep your eyes on the stars and
Keep
watching
watching the skis.
And happy Pride Month.
Chris, John.
Thanks, guys. I thought you'd forget.